Verse 25, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. This is not some kind of mushy, sentimentalized love. This is love in action, love in sacrifice. That he might sanctify her, having cleansed her by the washing of water with the word, so that he might present the church to himself in splendor, without spot or wrinkle or any such thing, that she might be holy and without blemish.
Amen. So let's dive into the text. Let's glean what truths is Peter presenting that we have to apply, that we have to grasp, that we have to lean into. And the first is this. Husbands, men in general, husbands are supposed to live out a responsible servanthood, to be responsible servants. This is not the stereotype, like I said, of the guy and the lazy boy or some domineering. This is about service. Listen to the words in Peter. He says, likewise, husbands, live with your wives in an understanding way. Know them. Listen to them. Know their fears. Know their anxieties. Figure out how they're wired and how they feel loved, and understand them. The NIV says, be considerate with. King James says, dwell with your wives according to knowledge. Know them. Know them. And this is a daunting challenge. John and I teased this week, so it had to do with some running things. And he said in this little controversy, he said, well, what we really need to ask is, what does Deborah think? And my response with a smile on my face was, Deborah has a gentle and quiet spirit in this. And his response to me back by texting was, oh, so then the real question is, are you understanding her? Understanding. Consider the way Paul puts this back in Ephesians 5. Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. To translate that into kind of a modern picture, this is saying, guys, when your wife spits on you, when she mocks you, when she says, oh, if you're so great, why don't you get down from there yourself? The church's ugliest day in all of history, the church's worst day in all of history, is when Jesus is hanging on the cross. John and a couple of women, all that left, all the disciples, they've run away, all but John. On the church's absolutely worst day, Jesus, at the most powerful and intimate level, sacrificially gives up his life to love her. Yeah. So husbands, on your wife's worst day, in her ugliest moment, may you sacrifice yourself to love her the most intimate and powerful way. This is about men walking into a responsible servant role to love their wives.
For most guys, we're a lot better at winning the girl, at wooing the girl, at showing her our understanding and longing to know her in the courtship phase than we are in the marriage phase. Husbands, lean in. Get to know your wife again and again and again. Demonstrate your treasure, how much you treasure her, how much you value her, how much you want to get to know her and continue to get to know her again and again and again. Live with her in an understanding way. Back to the vessel analogy here. You don't treat your wife like, you don't wash this just, you don't say, well, I know how to wash this thing. I know how to take care of this thing. That's not how you take care of this thing. I think a lot of us think our intentions count. Well, I'm trying to be understanding. I'm trying to be loving. She just doesn't receive it. Well, sorry. Like, your intentions don't count. I thought I was a great dishwasher, like A+, when I got married.
Can I just say at the beginning of this story, I'm on Angel's side.
I was quickly informed I am not a good dishwasher. I don't understand the intricacies of a way to wash every type of dish. I did not have cast iron growing up, so I learned that using soap and cast iron causes great freakouts in marriage, because I'm not treating the cast iron in an understanding way. Men, live with your wives in an understanding way. Just this week, this isn't a marriage story, but it's a John screw up with a lady here on staff story. Context of relationship here on staff, I thought I was acting in a protective and a caring way towards somebody on staff. And then, lo and behold, learned that I was not actually giving that person a voice. I wasn't actually being understanding. Intentions are fine for what they are, but they're not the same as being understanding. I blew it because I did not understand how to listen, how to treat this person as a unique person with a unique voice who has a unique way of being understood. Husbands, live with your wives in an understanding way. Single men hear that too. Single men, you're not off the hook. Live with women generally in a way that's understanding to them, as made differently in the image of God.
Thanks so much for listening. We pray that God touched your heart in that. And we know that he is faithful in using his word through the power of his Spirit to grab hold of us. So we pray that God had a word for you there and that you step forward in faith in what he has for you.
One of our prayers for all sermons is that if you hear something specifically from John or I, just us, may that decrease, may you ignore it. Our prayer is you'd hear God's voice in his word. He genuinely is speaking. And if you'd like more of the sermon, follow the link below. It will take you to the full cut of the sermon. And with that, we say, God bless you.